Hey, welcome back to the Too Fast channel. In today's tabletop review and unboxing, we are going to look at a brand new bit driver that I just recently received. It's made by Wera, however you pronounce it. It's the Kraftform Compact 28RA1, model number 050515190001. I picked this up for approximately $52.69. It came from Amazon in Germany. Took about 10 days to arrive. There's two flavors of this particular bit driver. This one comes with a standard bit holder. There is another one that carries let's see, it's the Compact 20 RA-R 050515130001. That comes with a Rapidaptor shank. I didn't buy that one. I'll talk about that later, but I didn't buy that one because through Amazon Germany, that was $100. The other one was roughly half price. I think the Rapidaptor one now is $75, so it is a little bit cheaper, but well, I'll talk about that a little later. Both of these Weras, they're new. Well, I don't know exactly when they came out, but when I was doing reviews of these other screwdrivers, the Milwaukee and this generic Gen 1 and whatnot, this wasn't on the market. And I'll preface this video, so if you don't want to listen to my preface, you can skip over to the part where I unbox a screwdriver. My previous videos that I did were discussing what's the ultimate bit driver, screwdriver that takes 1/4-inch bits. And I've got a lot of different tools that fall into that category. I got a couple of snap-ons as well, orange one and this white one that I've owned since, probably the mid-90s. And my criteria for determining, this is for me, so this may not be for everybody, but for me, the ultimate bit driver would be something similar to these, where it takes a standard 1/4-inch bit that's magnetically held with a strong magnet and has a removable shank that is held in place by either pressure or a very strong magnet. Now this one we're looking at here, this generic one, this Gen 1, I got this off of Temu. Now this is more or less the same as the Amazon Basics one. The Amazon Basics one is just in blue. This one has a ball bearing retention. I don't like those, period. So this is a bit driver. The shank's removable. It's ratcheting, and it has integrated bit storage. Now, all these screwdrivers you look at are going to have Milwaukee bits in them because I've upgraded these. These do not come with Milwaukee bits. The Milwaukee comes with Milwaukee bits, but they're not this style of bit. They're different. So this I think cost $10 or $11, something like that. This is not bad. It's cheap. The magnets are not very strong. It's one of those deals. I bought this to try out. I do like the way the bit storage is, where it's spring loaded and it's captured there, and it holds the bits pretty well. The ratcheting mechanism, it's not so great, but it's $12, so I mean it kind of gets you by in a pinch. So that's one. I did a pretty long, extensive video on this Milwaukee. I really want to like this, but there's just too many bad things about this. I mean, first off, the shank. I mean, the shank's removable, obviously. and it doesn't have, ball bearing retention. It's a magnetic retention, which is good. That's better. But up here, it's got this ball bearing, and this is a main failure point on this shank. It just makes it garbage. Plus, this screwdriver, they tried to do too much with it. Well, first off, this is flimsy. And you can see I got rubber bands holding these bits in here because I replaced the bits. Standard 1/4-inch bits do not stay in this very well. This is designed for, the double-ended bits, and they're a little bit bigger. So when you try to upgrade this, like I did, every time I pull this out, bits are falling on the ground, and I hate that. So the fact that this is flimsy, it doesn't automatically pop out, it doesn't hold the bits well, and again, this ratcheting mechanism is not very good. So what I tried to do with this in my previous videos was obviously replace the bits. And I picked up this shank, which is a Klein shank. This is really nice. I mean, this fits in there. It's a little bit of a wiggle. This is really nice. But here's the problem. The magnet is not very strong in this Milwaukee. It's way weaker than the magnet that's in this Klein bit holder. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this. This is great. This is the type of magnet everything should have. It's very, very strong. I've used this so many times, driving in screws, taking out screws. And with weak magnets, a lot of times you go to pull a screwdriver away from the screw, and the bit stays in the screw because the magnet's so weak. Not with this. That does not happen with this. This is very strong. I love this. This was a good buy. Now, the problem with Klein, for example, you cannot get a Klein that's ratcheting with a collapsible shank and that holds bits. They don't make one. You get one or the other. You get either bit storage, or you get ratcheting, or you get a collapsible shank. They don't have all three of them. Same with this. This doesn't have a collapsible. You can't collapse the shank on it. So to me, having a shank that can go all the way inside and come out and adjust, priority. Ratcheting, priority. Removable shank, obviously, priority. Strong magnets, priority. And decent bit storage, priority. There's just nothing on the market that fits all that criteria. These are kind of meet most of the criteria. And, when I bought these Klein, this came in a pack, and there's some different sizes. So I've got a shorter one that I can use on this as well. So that was my solution there. So let's set this stuff out of the way for a moment. So this is not the Wera that we're going to be reviewing in a few minutes, but I bought this one for my EDC bag, this little tiny one, and this has the Rapidaptor on it. This is nice. I got to admit, it's nice. It's nicely designed, but this really requires two hands to remove a bit. Now, if I'm up on a ladder and I need to change bits, I got to use both hands. So I'm not really a fan of this. Plus, it's so big, it doesn't fit in tight areas. I'd have to use a longer bit, or, I can do this, and make it a longer screwdriver. So you've got some options. I'm not saying it's bad. It's nice. This is small enough that I carry it in my EDC bag. Now this is a 1/4-inch ratcheting adapter. You could put a 1/4-inch socket on this, or you can put a bit right there, I got this off of Amazon for like $17. I forget the name of it, but I'll put the link in the description. This is pretty handy, but I have discovered that this is not a very high quality piece. If you put a lot of torque on this, it will skip the teeth on the ratcheting assembly. I haven't broken it yet, but you can't really torque on this. It's not that high quality. In preparation of this particular video, I was looking at the new tools that Wera has released. They actually have one of these. I don't know anything about it, but it's on Amazon. It's about 50 bucks. I'm going to look into that because I like this concept. I like this idea. I just don't like the quality of this one. This one's, I'm going to break this. I can already tell. Okay, so lastly here, I picked this up off of Temu. This is Rookie. You can obviously tell this is a Wera copy. I like the feel of the Wera. This is the first big Wera that I picked up, or the Wera style, that is. This one has got spring-loaded bit holding, which is nice, and it holds 1/4-inch bits. Again, these are Milwaukee bits I put in here. These did not come with this. This came with really poor quality bits. This is nice. I like that. It's not ratcheting, but you can extend the shank on it. Now, it's not a spring-loaded shank, and that's as far in as it goes. And it has a very poor quality Rapidaptor copy. It works, and it holds the bits in well, but it's the same deal. It takes 2 hands. Not high quality, but then again, you know, I paid like $6 or $7 for this. So this was just a way for me to see if I like the feel of the larger Weras, and I do. I like this, but again, you know, it's not spring loaded, so you don't go like this and it pops out. That's not there, and it's not ratcheting. So anyway, this was an experimentation. It was cheap enough just for me to try out. For the money I paid for it, it's really not a bad screwdriver. I mean, you can put different shanks in here, but you don't have as much flexibility with other shanks. And you got a bit of wiggle because it doesn't have the recess cuts in it like this one does. So yeah, that's this one. All right, so last recap before we get on to the Wera. This is also a Klein. We'll talk about that later. I've got a couple of these snap-ons. These are nice. These have nice ratcheting mechanisms. These have been used quite a bit. The shanks are not removable, and the bit storage really sucks. That's your bit storage. Talk about a mess. And you're up on a ladder trying to change out bits. You got to dump these all out. Not, you know, these are made in the 90s. So, I mean, that's just what it was, and that's what was available in the 90s. But this is old, and I've used this on a daily basis. I've got this one, and I've got an orange one. I know there's some ways you can modify these to make the shanks removable, but yeah, they just were not designed for that. I know some of the newer snap-ons, the shanks are removable, but this one's obviously old. Anyway, so, okay, enough of the recap. So I think you know where I stand with what I'm looking for in bit screwdriver. So what I was doing, I was looking for something, and this Wera right here popped up. And I was like, what? This is new. This has everything I'm looking for in it. And so I did a search for Weras on Amazon, and I found the two that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the one with the Rapidaptor and this one. And I was like, okay, well, Amazon Germany, that's expensive. That's going to take 10, 12 days to get here. I did some Google searches. I couldn't find anybody in the U.S. that actually had these. So I mean, eventually everybody will have them. They'll be readily available. But at this point in time, when I ordered this, I had to get it from Amazon Germany, and it cost me $52 and change. And the one with the Rapidaptor was $100, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay an extra $50 just to get that shank. Normally, those shanks run $15, $18. So if I really want one, I'll buy another shank at some point in time. All right, so enough of the preface. So both of these come with the bit torsions or posi drive. What does it say here? It's I think they're bit torsion. It comes with bit torsion bits. There was no option for any other types of bits. Both of these flavors came with the same type of bits, and so there's that's what they come with. That's interesting. It comes with a 20 and a 25 torques, but not a 15. Yeah, so you know, it's I'll add a 15 to it, but yeah, that's just what it comes with. I couldn't find a lot of information about this. Even Wera's site doesn't talk a lot about it. I mean, I couldn't even find out how many teeth the ratcheting mechanism had. So it's like, all right, well, you know, it comes nicely packaged, and whatever this is a sticker or something. I think it's a sticker folded up in this nice little package. So the packaging of this is nice. This is very nice feeling in the hand. This ratcheting mechanism, I've used this a little bit and I've played around with it. This feels better than the snap-on, in my opinion. I'm not an expert, but this checks off all the boxes. Look at that, spring-loaded, removable shank, adjustable size. Okay, so there's number one criteria right there. Ratcheting. I got to get used to this setting here. So you, right there, let's see, where are we at? Right in the center? Nope. There we go. So you have a center lock, tighten. So if you twist it to the right, you got tightening. Twist it to the left, you got loosening. So it's not backwards like some bit drivers are. That's nice. Getting it into the center lock position takes some getting used to, but it feels good in the hand. I like this assembly. The bit storage. So removable shank, adjustable shank, ratcheting, and bit storage checks all the boxes. Solid bit storage as well. So Wera has their own impact. The shank's impact rated from what I understand, and so are the bits. That's what I understand. It's definitely got some interesting bits. It's an interesting flathead. The bits definitely stay in place. They're held in. I like the little color labels on them. Like I can tell just quickly that's 25. That's a T25, and this one's a T20. I've never used Wera bits before, so I can't comment on how they compare to like the DeWalt's or the Milwaukee's. But if you get these all in there so all the letters are showing, you can at a glance see exactly what it is. And that, to me, is better than the Milwaukee. If you look at the Milwaukee, the writing's down there on the bottom, and you have to have these turned just in the right position to see that. Otherwise, they get blocked by the little holder right there. So if you put these in wrong, you don't see anything. You got to get them in just right. This is actually the first test of putting a Milwaukee bit in this Wera. And it holds it just fine. I'm really glad that somebody finally checked off all the boxes. Also, when you go down like this, what are we doing here? There we go. I'm really happy that somebody finally clicked off all the boxes on this. It's got everything I'm looking for. And let's see, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about bit retention. That is a strong magnet. Not scientifically testing, but I've got to put a little bit of force on it to pull that out. And that's a Milwaukee bit. Let's see if one of their bits, one of Wera's bits, are okay. I got to get used to that too. It almost feels like those. Yeah, the Wera bits seem to hold better. It takes more effort to pull these out than the Milwaukees for some reason. And let's compare it to the Klein. They're pretty close. It's hard just by doing this. It's hard for me to tell which one has the stronger magnet. They're very close. Yeah, I'd say the Klein is a bit stronger. Yeah, the Klein is a bit stronger. Speaking of the Klein, can we use the Klein with the Wera? Obviously it fits, it doesn't go down, and you end up with a lot of slop because it doesn't have those recessed cuts in it, but it will fit. So if you've got like the flip sockets, those fit too. Obviously there's a bit of slop there, but I mean it is usable. So that's the Kleins. Can we use this? Nope, that will not work. Since Wera makes one of these, I'm gonna guess that the one Wera makes would work with this, but yeah, we'll have to see. These other shanks, like this is the Milwaukee shank. Well, it locks in there, but it's got play as well. So if you're going to run with different types of shanks, you're going to have to get something designed specifically. Yeah, this doesn't even go in this generic one. So yeah, if you're going to run with multiple shanks, you can see how this one is set up. This is kind of standard right here, but then we have this cut right here and a cut right there. So I might get one of these shanks with the Rapidaptor on it, just so I have that flexibility. But it's, to me, this one is fine. I think the magnet is strong enough. But I'll have to use this for a while to see. See how that compares to this. Oh yeah, it's way stronger than the snap-on magnet. Way stronger. The snap-on magnet is really weak. So, and the magnet in this is the, geez, what was this? The Run, Chinese one. That magnet's weak as well. So, magnet strength-wise in this shank, number 2 compared to this Klein that I have, but I think it's good enough. I'm very happy with this. It checks off all my boxes. This is going to be my go-to screwdriver at this point in time, and yeah, I don't have any other talking points on that, but I think I found the ultimate bit driver. And if I buy another one of these. It's made by Wera. Obviously this will work. And we've just turned it into a ratchet. And that holds them pretty well. Yep. All right, so the Wera, is it worth $50? You know, I mean, it's been a long time since I spent $50 on a screwdriver. I know back in the day, these Snap-ons were well over that. They were well over $100. Yeah, I think so. I think the quality of this and the warranty that it comes with, and the fact that it checks off all the boxes. I like the ergonomic grip on it. It feels good in my hand, better than, well, for example, I don't particularly like this one, but this one is nice because you can put your thumb right here. So, I mean, that's one nice thing about it. This Milwaukee, I think this one's too fat. I don't, there's no ergonomics with this at all. So the Wera definitely is good. Put your thumb right there and go at it. This is really too small for for anything, but you know, for an EDC screwdriver for emergency fixes and such, this works great. You can see it's substantially smaller, so it's easier to carry on your belt on a daily basis. Anyway, that's going to wrap this up. I'll put the links to these Wera screwdrivers and the Wera adapter. I'll put the links for those in the description of the video. You can go on Amazon and check them out. See what you think. I'm very happy with this purchase, and it's going to replace my other bit screwdrivers in my tool bag. It'll be my go-to one going forward. Whether or not I keep all these Wera bits in this, I don't know yet. I have other needs for specific bits that I may have to pull out some of the bits from this and replace them with some Milwaukees. We'll see, though. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up, and we'll catch you in the next one.